Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Today we've got something slightly different. I've been contacted by an old friend that I used to work with who's got some discoloration on the bricks on the front of his house. It's like white staining, like efflorescence or salt deposits or water, hard water staining. I've not done anything like this before. I've done a bit of research and found that brick acid should do the trick if it's diluted properly. This is from Buildland in the UK. It's a UK store. Quite cheap. It says here to dilute with 4 parts water and to test on a small area. Only mix in a plastic bucket, which I've got. This is like a window cleaning bucket that I bought and I just haven't had a chance to use it yet. I've also got some PVC gloves. I'm going to keep my jumper on and pull my sleeves down and wear my gloves, so I've got nothing exposed. I've got some glasses to wear, and I'll probably put my hat on as well, because the area is going to be, it's mostly going to be about head height and down, but there's a slight area that I'm going to go just above head height as well. And I've got this brush. It's actually a soft brush. I don't know how the brick acid is going to affect this, so that could be quite interesting. I wanted like a PVC one, but I couldn't find one soft enough. They were all really stiff bristles, and I want it to sort of hold the water while I'm applying it to the wall, rather than to just sort of I'll dip it in the bucket and then I don't actually get much brick acid and water onto the actual face of the bricks. And with the PVC ones, if they're quite stiff bristles, it's just going to sort of flick and splash everywhere while I'm brushing it, which is what I don't want. So I'm just around the corner. I'm going to pull up now. I'll show you the area. What I want to try and do today is show you the before, the during, and then I'll probably return once it's fully dry to show you the after as well, because it can look better just by wetting the surface. It doesn't look as sort of white and chalky. So I'll make sure that I do return once the bricks are dry, so that you can see whether it's actually made a difference or not. But this is new territory for me. I've not done this before. I won't be using a pressure washer, I don't think, other than just soaking the wall down, because you're not generally supposed to use high pressure on bricks and mortar. So we'll see what happens, and let's get to it. So this is a surface. Haley actually explained when I got there that these the white marks are from where a bush used to grow up the wall. Probably the moisture in the bush has pulled out all the salt from the brick, and there's some algae on the bottom there as well. So I started off by wetting a small test patch. I did absolutely drench these bricks, but they're so porous that they just absorbed all the water, and they dry out really quickly. And from what I've read, you're not supposed to let the brick acid dry onto the brick, so if you soak them first, the acid just stays on the face of the brick rather than getting absorbed into the brick. But I found it really difficult on this one because the bricks absorb the water so quickly that I was struggling to keep it wet. And so I changed my technique halfway through here because I wasn't getting enough moisture. I tipped the brush upside down and that worked a lot better. Rather than just losing it all onto the floor, it actually went onto the wall. So you can see on this bit that it actually fizzed up in some of the joints. It wasn't so much fizzing up on the faces of the bricks like I'd expected it to. I've actually used this in the past. I used it a few weeks back to get rid of some rabbit urine. It's like the calcium. I didn't realise it's the calcium in the rabbit urine that stained this lady's patio. Actually, Haley, the girl that owns this property, told me about that. I didn't realise that's what it was, but it was. And I used that neat, and it actually came up really, really well very quickly as well. And it fizzed. As soon as I applied it on, you could see it all fizz. But it wasn't really doing much here. No visible fizzing. I did dilute it about 4:1 as the instructions said. I ended up using it slightly stronger ratio towards the end and even neat on some areas, but It still didn't really make that much of a difference. It got rid of some of the hazing, but not as much as I'd like. I don't know if I'm a bit of a perfectionist, but I wasn't too impressed, to be honest. And so in the end, I grabbed the pressure washer, I pulled the van round onto the grass and ended up washing it just with the green nozzle, not too close. And it worked a lot better from what I could see. Obviously the wall's still wet in these videos, so but it did manage to take the top layer, sort of the chalkiness off. You can see in this clip actually on the right there, that's after the brick acid was applied, and it's still white and chalky. Now in this clip I get the hose wrapped around the camera here, and it knocks the camera over, and I think it's damaged my lens where it's not focusing now, which is annoying. So the rest of the video is going to be totally out of focus, but I'll have to try and fix that or get a new lens or something for the next video. But you can see it's still wet, but it's looking a lot better now. While I was there, Hayley was talking about the slabs out the front. She's looking at getting them replaced, but I thought while I'm here I might as well just clean them up for her, just to make it a bit prettier outside and get a good lasting impression on the front of the property. So this last shot, I've tried to stabilise it because the lens is obviously not working properly, so the stabilisation's not working either. So sorry if it's a bit choppy, but you can see there's a good difference. It's partially dry now. It looks a lot better than it did before. There are still some white marks, unfortunately. But Hayley sent me a photo afterwards, which I'll show you now. And she's really happy with it, so that's the main thing. But disappointed that I had to bring the pressure washer down, but happy that Hayley and Paula are pleased with the results. Thanks for watching. That's all I wanted to show you, and let me know what you think in the comments if there's anything I did wrong or could have done better. Always happy to learn, so let me know. Cheers.